All right, we are live on Facebook, and it's Eliza Bloom Robinson, Center for Divine Awakening, and today we're talking about staying sane in an insane world. In the last few minutes on my technology, I could really go into insane. Let me go ahead and start the recording on our Zoom page. All right, we are recording and we are live on Facebook. Oh, good. Nancy's watching and saying hi on Facebook. Awesome. I'm Eliza Bloom Robinson, and this is the Center for Divine Awakening. And what I would like to do is take just a moment, and if you can, and I'm going to do the same, go ahead and share this video, share the live video on Facebook onto your own timeline. If you don't know how to do that, or you don't want to do that, take just a moment and say hello like Nancy already did on Facebook or in the chat, and let us know who's here and also who is, or where you're watching from and where you're checking in from. And we'll just take just a moment to do that and to get that shared out a couple of places. All right. Good evening from Round Rock, Texas. Awesome. I'm going to share it one more place over here onto Falling into Ease. And then we will get ourselves going. Today we're talking about finding sanity in an insane world. All right. All right, and there is something in the chat. Oh, yep, Nancy says hi to Becky. Awesome. All right, so we are recording. And we are joining together, heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul. So let's take just a moment to gather our energies, gather our spirit, soul, body into this now moment. So you can close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, and feel all of your awareness dropping down from the outer, down into the inner. Focus on your breath. Become aware of your body. Feel your feet on the ground. And through your feet, connect to the earth. This amazing little blue marble of a planet on which we live and move and have our being. So just feel your awareness dropping down into the planet, coming into appreciation for all that she is for us, all that she provides to us. We think about our planet, we think about the earth itself, the mountains and the valleys and the deserts and the forests and everything in between. We think about the oceans and the rivers and the lakes. We think about the atmosphere that includes the sky, the beautiful blue sky that we so often have, and the clouds and the birds. And we know that we are part of this earth just because we live on it. We are supported by this planet, by the mother of all. We are nourished, we are nurtured, we are given air to breathe and food to eat. The earth supports our very beingness on this planet. So come into appreciation for something about the planet. It might be a flower or an animal or a place. And let that appreciation move through your body, move through your being. It's in that deep place of coherence with appreciation that we start tonight's inspirational insight. So extend that appreciation to everybody who's watching, either they're live on Facebook or live on the Zoom call or even watching the recording later. Appreciation for the community, for the connection, for the opportunity to be together. So take another deep breath in. And when you're ready, exhale. Move your body a bit. Move your fingers and your toes. And let your full awareness land in the center of your being. And it's here in this place that we begin. When you're ready, open your eyes if you have them closed. And so we begin. And for those of you who are joining us live on Facebook, this is the Center for Divine Awakening Sunday evening weekly inspirational insight, followed by a community conversation. And so if you would like to join the community conversation, I've posted a Zoom link there on Facebook, and I'll be talking for a little bit, 15 minutes or so right now, and then we'll be following that up. We'll complete our Facebook Live portion, and then we'll join together on the Zoom link. So we would love to have you join us. I am Eliza Bloom Robinson, Rev Eliza, as I like to be known these days, and the Center for Divine Awakening is a non-church, a next generation spiritual boutique where we are committed to our own awakening and to the awakening of the planet. And our own awakening and the awakening of the planet is about coming into the experience in the center of our being, not with our brains, not with our thoughts, but with our very being, into the experience of oneness. It is about revealing and integrating and embodying our true essence, and our essence is that which our soul is becoming. Awakening will lead us to a world that works for all. We've always had the opportunity to awaken, and right now in this day and age, right now in my own experience and my experience in the world, we not only have that opportunity, but it has now become our responsibility. It is our responsibility to awaken to the truth of who we are. The truth of who we are is we are spiritual beings on a spiritual journey in a human experience. The truth of who we are is we are divinity expressing. The truth of who we are is we are love, and we are one. We are one with all people, no matter what they believe, no matter who they love, no matter what they think, no matter their affiliations, either religiously or politically or economically, no matter what. And a world awakening is a world awakening to a world that works for all people. where there is justice, where there is equality, where there is great diversity and a celebration of that diversity, where we come together heart to heart, soul to soul, with curiosity and with appreciation, and most of all, with love. And so tonight we're talking about how to find sanity when the things around you are insane, how to find sanity in an insane world. And I think there's lots of opportunities. I see some of you are on Facebook Live, so if you're on Facebook Live, feel free to jump on over in a few minutes and join our community conversation. We're building a community of like-minded people sharing these ideas and processing these ideas and putting them from our heads into our bodies, integrating the ideas and putting them into our conversation and into our community. So I think we might agree, perhaps, some of us, that our world looks pretty insane, and some of us have had some really interesting experiences recently, and the truth is, life is going to keep giving us experiences. And when we awaken, we have a belief system, most of us, I'll speak for myself, that when we awaken, that everything gets really blissful. Give me a thumbs up somewhere if you have that thought process. That when we awaken, we should be like walking on water, right? That we should be able to glide through life with this amazing, easy flow at all times. And there is some truth to that. But what it doesn't mean is it doesn't mean that life gets easy. I'm doing a talk next month in, where am I doing a talk? Prescott, Arizona. And I'm titling it, Why Falling into Ease Isn't Easy. Some of you know that my book that came out about a year and a half ago or so now is called Falling into Ease. Release your struggle, how to release your struggle and create a life you love. But falling into ease isn't easy. Awakening isn't easy. In fact, true awakening will lead you into some of the hardest work you've ever done. However, the payoff is so exquisite. And the payoff is finding that place of sanity, finding that place of ease, finding that point within yourself that you can hold no matter what's going on around you, right? That you can come to center and hold that place of center. Or better yet, and more truly so, return to center again and again and again, but return to it on a moment's notice. Return to it at will. And some of us have the experience of being able to touch that place, and others of us we just get whacked out by the world, and myself included, actually. One of the things that came up for me in my uncle's passing, and I was sharing before we started the recording that my uncle passed about a week and a half ago, I think, and he's in his 80s, and he had been dealing with Alzheimer's for a really long time. So it's one of those mixed blessings, that grief, certainly, and that relief, certainly, and even that creates a real interesting dynamic. But the good news was, and this was actually really, really quite special, he has 4 kids, four cousins, and they live all across the state of Washington. My uncle's in the Tri-Cities area. And it just so happened that there was enough of an awareness of what was going on that they were all 4 able to be at their house. He was still at home. They had just brought hospice in. They had just brought in the hospital bed. They had just got him set up for some long-term care. And there was enough of an awareness there that all 4 kids happened to be there together. And that night, he passed in his sleep. And it was exquisite in some ways, right? And it was exquisite that they were all there and they all got to be there. And then my aunt says, I'm not going to do any services. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not doing anything. It's like, okay, well, we respect her wishes. She's very stoic, I would say. Maybe not the right word. but I'm not going to do anything. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm going to have the 4 kids and the 10 grandkids. So we're going to come out and we're going to do, do a weekend and just do a private thing. It's like, okay, nobody's expected to come. And then it was like, oh, well, now some people are coming and now more people are coming. And no, we're not doing anything. And no, don't come and now come and now don't come and now come and now don't come. And what I went into was such a place of indecision. Okay, so historically, just a little my story. Historically, if I'm going to go stressed, I'm going to go to a place of I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Some of you who know me might not even be able to identify that. Others of you who know me really well know that that's true. If I'm stressed, I'm going to go, I don't have a clue. I'm going to be like deer in the headlights, freeze, like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Well, it seems like a no-brainer. Of course you go, right? However, I have clients from out of state flying in, starting a brand new 12-week course. All of that would have to be changed, and it worked out that it couldn't be. But I so struggled. This is what came up for me. I so struggled in the insanity in my own mind because I went back to the familiar place of I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. So I'm going to think about what I think other people, and let me give you the whole list of who those other people are, might be thinking that I should be thinking, that I should be doing, that I might be thinking. And you see how that whole mind warp goes. It was like insane in my head for a few days. Okay, more than a few days. It was insane in my body trying to sort out whose voice was going on. Because I had the voice that I thought my mother would be giving me. I had the voice that I thought my aunt. I had the, you can feel. Can you feel? I mean, I get all like tied up in knots. Not even that my mother or my aunt were saying those things. But it was that old insanity that I thought I've healed, right? And that's why I said to my husband, I'm like, I cannot believe how I'm struggling with this internally and all of that. So what I teach, right, is create space. Create space. Create space in it, around it, through it. Create space enough that your mind goes out here, let it run, but that I can land in my body and get clarity. What does mind do? What is my heart, my soul, my being called to do? What is mine to do in this moment? And once I can get that clarity, then I can move forward. So it gets better. I get clarity. Okay, absolutely, I'm going. Absolutely, I'm going. Then I call my out-of-town clients who are flying in, particularly to work with me on an intensive VIP kind of a thing. And I'm like, well, totally, you can change it, right? And they're like, no, we can't change it. I'm like, oh, man, now what am I going to do, right? You can feel it. It went on for days. And finally, once we were up in Sedona on a Friday, Friday for the day, and went to this incredible, beautiful place called Angel Valley, which is where we're going to have our retreat in April. So, it's exquisite. It's just exquisite. It's, anyway, I finally got clear. I finally got in my body enough. I finally got out of my head, into my body enough that I could find my own truth. That I could find my own absolute knowing that does not waver, right? And I'm telling you all of this because it is the answer to the question, which is the topic of tonight. How do you find sanity in an insane world? Here's how you do it. You notice what's going on in your head. You notice what's going on outside. You notice all the input from all the different areas, the subconscious, the news, the voices, all the things that you think other people think you should be thinking, all that stuff. And maybe you guys don't do that one, but that's my MO. And you sort it all out. Or you don't even sort it all out. You let it be up here and you land in the midst of it, in the center of it. And when you land in the center of it, you connect. We often talk about connecting to our heart, but what I'm finding to be even more true is you have to go even deeper than your heart. You have to go down into your hip space, down into your womb space. And I know some of you are men and you don't have womb spaces, but you still have that center, that dantian, that hara, that place that is down between your hip bones. It's down below your belly button. For men, it's about 2 inches. For women, it's more like 3. And when you land in that deeper place and you connect that place with your heart, and then you connect that place with your heart, then also up to your head. It's actually the back of your head. It's not the front of your head. It's not the mind that comes out. For me, it comes out the side. Here's my logical mind, like, wow, 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 or my loopy mind, right? But it's taking that heart work that so many of us done so deeply, even more deeply into our body, which actually turns out to be the center of our soul. I've taught for years that it's the deeper spiritual heart that is your connection to divinity. But it's actually when you take it even deeper, you actually find that place that's more empowered and more embodied. That's probably a better word, more embodied. And you land there and you sit and you be quiet and you find that stillness, because it's only in the stillness that's found in the soul. I don't know if it's only there, but it is, let me say it this way, it's in the stillness that's found in your soul that you can get the clarity in order to take the next step. That has nothing to do with what's going on in your brain or your loopy mind or your logical mind. So, how do you keep your center when it's all falling apart? It becomes a choice. Over time, it becomes a habit. It becomes a spiritual practice. And the spiritual practice takes practice. The habit takes practice. It takes vigilance. It takes diligence. It takes consistent reminding your brain that the brain's not in charge. We're not going to get our answers from our loopy minds. So we're actually, the more that we do this, and that's part of the reason we come together every Sunday evening, is because we're building patterns. In the brain science, it actually changes your neuroplasticity, whatever that word is. It changes neuropathways. It changes our chemistry. It changes our biology. When we put this spiritual practice into practice, when we begin to integrate it, when we begin to embody it. But you have to integrate it, you have to embody it, because if you keep it up here, it's just noise. It's great platitudes. It's become spiritual bypass. But that's not what we're about anymore. We're about taking it into our lives and changing our lives. And when we do that, we come into that place of absolute knowing, regardless of the noise out here. Right? Regardless of what's going on out here. Knowing that then leads into trusting, that then leads into faith. I am in the right place at the right time. I am in the right place at the right time. And the reason that I can know that without a doubt is because I look down at my feet and see where they are planted. And if they are at the bottoms of your legs, attached to your body, you are in the right place. You cannot be anywhere else but where you are. And that's another key, that's another tip, that's another tool. When you allow your full body to be present where you are, you take all the noise out here and you just funnel it right here. And all that noise, that's the past, and worry about the past, or the future and worry about the future, the depression, the anxiety, the tied up in knots. It's all out here, because right now in this moment, if you land in your body and you land in your heart and your soul and you land in the place that we're talking about, in the place of sanity, because that's the word we're using, you'll know. And all is well. No matter what's going on outside. No matter what you think. No matter what other people tell you, or what you think other people think you should be thinking, right? That same pattern again and again and again. So here's the deal. Here's the practice, right? And then we'll wrap it up here in a few minutes and just a moment or two on Facebook Live. Boom, I see, I see Rob's watching. I see Zach popped on. I saw Doug popped on. So great to see you all there. And again, if you want to join the conversation, jump on over, follow that Zoom link over, and we'd love to have you join the conversation. But here's the practice. How do you stay sane when things around you are insane? How do you keep your center when life appears to be falling apart? You find that touchstone. We're going to find it right now. We find that touchstone, not even in your heart, deeper than your heart, down below your solar plexus, down below even and deeper than your belly button, down deep in the center of your being. And you connect that to your heart. So close your eyes. Take a breath. This is the practice. This is the tool. We had a great opening lead-in prayer earlier, so if you weren't with us then, just take a deep breath and find your feet connected to the earth. Let your full awareness come down to your feet, connected to the earth. Let that awareness rise up through your legs, land in your hip area. For women, it's the womb. For men, it's the dantian or the hara. That place between your hip bones, down lower than your belly button, deep in the center of your being. And anchor there. It's a place that I'm coming to call as home. Keeping your awareness there. Bring your awareness also up to that place of the spiritual heart. Those of you who have been working with me know where that is. If you're new to that work, it's deeper than your heart. It's back behind your physical heart, almost at the bottom of your sternum in the center of your being. And connect those two places, home and heart. Do it with your breath. Inhale, connect to home. Exhale, connect to heart. Go back and forth. Inhale, home. Exhale, heart. Inhale, home. Exhale, heart. Inhale, home. Exhale, heart. Just breathe on your own. Notice that your body's relaxing. Notice your sense of connection. Perhaps notice a stillness. And rest in the quiet. Rest in the stillness for a few moments. Now place your hand on your lower abdominal area and the other hand on your heart. Again, those of you who've been working with me know that we do this. We've been doing this positioning for quite some time. Now you know why. Drop your shoulders, open your chest. Move now from your home, your heart. Feel that connection up to your head. Maybe in the back of your head, might be in the crown, might even be in the third eye. Might be all 3 points. I am home. I am one. I am whole. I am sane. Notice what you notice. And go ahead and give yourself an I am. What is the word that's arising for you? Whew. Nice. Take one more breath. Whew. Say your I am out loud. Say it together. Those of you on Zoom are muted. Those of you on Facebook Live, I can't hear you. So say it out loud. And so it is. And so it shall be. How do you stay sane in an insane world? You practice this. And you practice it. And you embody it. And you become committed, no matter what, to be the awakening soul that you're here to be. I am Eliza Bloom Robinson, and this is the Center for Divine Awakening, our weekly inspirational insight. I do have a call to action. If you're on Facebook, please comment. Let me know that you are here. I am kicking off the next round of our Awakening program this next week. So if you're interested in finding out more about that, just comment or private message me, and I will jump on a phone call with you. We'll talk all about it and see if it might be a fit for you. And I also am opening up this week our retreat, which is going to be in Sedona. It's a sacred spiritual retreat in Sedona in April. And so if you want information about that, just comment or message me, and I'll make sure you get the information about that. If you are on Facebook, please jump on over and join our community conversation. And if you are on Zoom, we'll be right here and we'll open the lines for conversation. So again, I'm Eliza. Great to see you. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and stop the Facebook. So thank you.